Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are doing well, and I hope that you guys are making it through this kind of weird time with the coronavirus or COVID-19. And that's sort of like the topic of today's video, a little bit, or I guess sort of. Um, I'm in California, and in the Bay Area, we've been asked to shelter in place, and because of that, all the tracks have kind of shut down. Not that the car is ready to go to the track. It's still scheduled to go to get the half cage put in at the end of April, and I don't know if that's going to push anything out or like the timeline for the shop out. And I'm not going to call and bother them. I'm sure they've got other things going on, so we'll figure that out later. But because of all the tracks being shut down, you're starting to see a lot of online racing happening. So like sim racing via iRacing or Assetto Corsa. Those of you guys with like consoles, you might be on the new Gran Turismo or Forza, whatever it may be. And you're seeing a lot of the major motorsports leagues do the same thing, right? So I think Formula One's doing something, Indy's doing something, NASCAR's doing something. So it's kind of cool that we can leverage technology to still go racing, so to speak. And one of the groups out here is goes by the name of OnGrid. They host a lot of track events out here in California, both in the Bay Area as well as in Southern California. And a post came up in one of the local track groups a few days ago that they are going to run an online shootout. It's not going to be a time attack style, it's going to be wheel to wheel. And I managed to get a spot in this shootout. So I think there's 22 drivers, and it'll be 6 different tracks. And it's the first Monday, or it's the Monday of every week, so it goes for the next 6 weeks. And there's a practice session, a qualifying session, and then 2 heats. And I don't know if you compete in both heats or if the top 10 drivers or whatever go on to the next heat. I have no idea what the format is, but wanted to say that I'll be joining this and recording all of the events as well as live streaming. So you're more than welcome to either watch the events afterwards, and I'll try to post some info on the YouTube channel as well as live stream the events to the YouTube channel. And we'll just see how that goes, right? I've done online like iRacing before, and one of the biggest challenges with online simulators is crashing out or being crashed into, usually in the braking zone, right? It's really tough to nail your braking points consistently without running into the guy in front of you. So generally speaking, I try to either stay offline or give the person in front of me a lot of room, even though I think I'm faster. Just because if you crash out, that's pretty much the end of the race, just like in real life. So we'll see how this wheel-to-wheel thing goes. In the last few days, OnGrid has put a track or a server up, and the 22 plus of us have been going at ButtonWillow, I think is the first track, 13 turns. I've never been a ButtonWillow. So I've put in maybe 45 laps, give or take, and from the lap times that have been recorded, because they've got this like live timing service or plugin that lets you see everyone's times, I'm somewhere in the mid pack. The fastest guy putting times down at around 1 minute 54 seconds. I think there's like 2 or 3 of them up there. And then I'm sort of like in the middle, like the average, like 157 to 158. So not like 3 seconds is a lot to be off the pace, and I personally don't think I'm going to be getting 3 seconds anytime soon. But it's close enough that if some of the guys in the front start duking it out and crash, I'm going to zip right by, right? So the strategy here is to not crash, not get into any of any close battle, so to speak, and just kind of try to be consistent, not crash anyone out, and when crashes do happen, take advantage of them. So we'll see how that goes. And again, you guys are more than welcome to tune in live or watch the videos afterwards. And if you guys want to join me on Assetto Corsa, sorry, should have mentioned that. Yeah, hit me up. Make a post in the comments, your username or whatever. I only just downloaded Assetto Corsa for this, so I'm not a pro user of it. I can launch myself into a track, and that's about it. And then I figured I can kind of show you the setup here. So let me spin the camera around. Oops. Okay, so this is where the magic happens, just on the opposite side of the computer. This is the setup. Got a Corbeau seat, sports seat, I think, out of my E30, which really this should go back in. And I'm thinking about taking the Sparco and putting it here. Nothing really too fancy. This is a Logitech G27, so kind of like an entry-level steering wheel. And then the only thing that I've really done to the G27 setup is there's springs inside the pedals that you can change to make them stiffer. So this has the spring mod for the gas and the brake. I don't know. Yeah, maybe for the clutch as well. I don't use the clutch, and this setup also comes with like a shifter, but I don't use it either. It feels flimsy and not even close to being realistic. So I'm not too concerned with it. I just use the paddles, and I don't even use the clutch. I let the computer take care of that for me. So not really realistic in that sense. I built this out of wood, and it's not even done. So this is kind of flimsy, as you can see here. And there's supposed to be a third leg of this to form a triangle that'll go to the front of this frame and hold everything down. I've been using this for like 1.5 years now, and I never finished it. There's wood in the corner there to take care of it, but I just got too excited to start using it and then never finished it. But the kind of like the party piece to the setup is that I run an Oculus. So as you can see here, I don't have a monitor, and I use a VR headset. This is just an Oculus Rift. It's not any of the newer setups like the Index, or I think, what is it, like the Rift S or something like that, or the Quest. But this is good enough. The resolution's kind of low on this, so it can be hard to make out corners. You know, when you're going at speed and you're flying up on a corner, it's kind of tough to tell what's going on. So I guess that's sort of realistic, maybe, depending on the track. And so you do have to pick out braking points and take some time to learn the track. This system also uses 3 tracking sensors. So I think this is called inside-out tracking. There are 3 sensors across the room that can track my head position. And that's really about it. So it should be interesting, at least from a live streaming perspective. I know OnGrid will be having announcers as well as streaming themselves. But I think they'll be streaming more from like an outside perspective. So what you would see like on a racetrack, like if you were to tune into a race on TV, like corner by corner, that type of thing. I will be streaming live in car. And then because you will also be seeing my view of the track and the car from my Oculus, right? So as I turn my head for corners or turn my head to check mirrors, you'll be seeing that happen in real time. Or if I don't turn my head to check a mirror and hit someone, you'll know why. So that'll be cool. Maybe tune in and check that out. And I guess that's about it. If you guys want to know more about the setup, or I guess the computer or whatnot, let me know. But I think this will be what we'll be talking about for the next 6 weeks, give or take, just because, you know, the virus is around and kind of all stuck indoors. All right, so if you have any questions, let me know. And as always, thank you very much for watching. And hopefully this turns into an exciting shootout for the next 6 weeks. Take care, guys.